if there are two things that Batman Beyond does better than Batman the Animated Series, which I think is the best superhero show of all time, one is its opening sequence along with its incredible theme song, and its killer pilot, which is a 2-part episode that has a movie version that takes both episodes and combine them. That way you are uninterrupted with storytelling goodness. Now, the first episode, On the Other Wings from Batman the Animated Series, which was its pilot episode, was pretty good, really good in fact, but it didn't have, in my opinion, that same impact as Batman Beyond's first episode did, especially with it having a lot of obstacles against it, for lack of a better word. Because it is a lot to ask an audience. I know these are kids, but still, it's a lot to ask an audience to accept and welcome a new Batman, a new person to take on the mantle of the legendary Dark Knight. And from the first episode, you're hooked. You are enthralled with Terry McGinnis' story, especially when we first meet him when he protects a woman from being harassed and robbed by a Joker. And we see time and time again that Terry McGinnis is no pushover. He can throw down when he wants to, and when he needs to. And from the scene that we see where he's at wrestling practice, we understand that Terry does take the time to learn how to fight. I wonder if all this is foreshadowing for something. I felt this drive, I felt this ambition, I felt this rage. The same rage that Batman has, even before the tragedy of Terry's dad. I don't know, it runs in the family, but that heartbreaking scene when he goes back home and he finds his dad was murdered. Oh, it was gut-wrenching. Not gonna lie, not just this episode, but just the whole series in general gave me Spider-Man vibes, which, hey, I ain't complaining. From Batman making quips to being in high school, the guilt that he's probably feeling because he felt responsible for the death of his dad. I think Terry McGinnis is a great Batman, which I'll get into more later, but the one thing I really want to talk about was why Batman retired. It did such a great job setting up this new era of Batman with the beginning of showing Batman's last night as the Defender of Gotham, with the beginning showing Bruce Wayne's last night as the Batman. I always, as a kid, I thought that it was because he got old and he realizes it. No, he stopped being Batman because he whipped out a gun to protect himself. The weapon, the thing that took away his parents. And you see it right here, how mortified he was, how disgusted he felt having to rely on such an atrocious object. That was such a big deal. Like, I love how it wasn't something as huge as him killing a villain or something like that, something that you would expect, or like the death of a Robin or Batgirl or something. It was the fact that he used the gun. He didn't shoot the gun, but the fact that he had it in his hand and he was using it for self-defense. It was horrible, but great writing, especially because one of the things that Batman was trying to set out to do was to separate himself from the real bad guys. Killing someone with the same weapon that took away his parents is telling Bruce Wayne that he is no different than the man who ruined his childhood. I also love the fact that it wasn't because he was old, because come on, you know that he would have been more than happy to die as the Batman. And the next time we see Bruce Wayne, he's older, he's slower, but he takes on the Jokers, helping defend Terry McGinnis. He had that look in his eye, that feeling of excitement again. Only, yeah, this time he's old and tired and he can't do it anymore. I love this. I love the narrative of Bruce Wayne passing the torch to someone else becoming the next Batman. Because that was the whole thing in like Batman Begins. You become more than just a man. If you become a legend, you could be everlasting, incorruptible, unkillable. I love that. I love Terry McGinnis. I love seeing the evolution of Terry McGinnis becoming the Batman. He grows into it, not just in skill, but through embodiment of the title. You kind of see that in the Static Shock crossover. He doesn't feel like the Terry McGinnis we knew, like all cocky and jokey. We saw that in the Justice League crossover, but still.
Batman, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, Batman. Or have you met?
Not now.
I also love how cinematic this episode was. The music choices, just the overall cinematography, even the restraints of seeing certain things and letting the imagination run wild. This was epic in all the right ways. It hits all the right notes.